Welcome, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters alike. Today, we are diving into a story of rarity, errors, and staggering value that might just make you look at your pocket change in a completely new light. Imagine holding a small, unassuming 1990 mint mark P quarter dollar from the United States, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but in reality, it hides secrets that have driven collectors and investors into a frenzy, valuing it at an astonishing $15 million. Welcome to the world where tiny mistakes and minting anomalies transform a common quarter into a multi-million-dollar treasure. The 1990 P quarter is a fascinating case because it exemplifies how small imperfections, shifts in production, and the unique journey of a coin from die to circulation can produce an item of incredible rarity and value. This particular quarter is notable not just for its age or mint mark but for the specific minting errors that occurred during its production, which were never corrected, creating an item that is both historically significant and financially lucrative. One of the key factors that contributes to its value is the presence of a double die obverse, an error where the design elements on the coin's face were struck twice, slightly misaligned, producing a visual doubling effect that is unmistakable to the trained eye. Collectors are drawn to these double strikes because they are rare and demonstrate the complex machinery and human oversight involved in the minting process. But the 1990 P quarter doesn't stop there. Another contributing factor is a striking anomaly called a die crack, which occurs when the metal die used to stamp the coin develops a crack over time. This crack can leave a raised line on the surface of the coin, unique to that particular strike, turning each coin into a miniature work of art that tells a story of its production journey. Die cracks are fascinating to numismatists because they are impossible to replicate exactly, meaning every coin with a crack is inherently one of a kind. Additionally, some of these 1990 P quarters display a rare off-center strike, where the coin blank did not align perfectly under the press, causing portions of the design to be shifted or missing entirely. While in circulation this might be considered a flaw, in the numismatic world, such errors are treasures, evidence of the intricacies and occasional imperfections of mass production. Experts believe that only a handful of these off-center strikes exist in near-perfect condition, making them extraordinarily valuable for collectors and investors. Beyond the technical minting errors, provenance and condition play a crucial role in the quarter's astronomical valuation. Coins that have remained uncirculated, retaining their original luster without scratches or wear, command higher prices, particularly when combined with these rare minting mistakes. A 1990 P quarter in pristine condition with a verified error can easily surpass ordinary coins by millions of dollars, as collectors and museums alike compete for ownership. The scarcity of these coins is compounded by the fact that the Philadelphia Mint in 1990 produced hundreds of millions of quarters, yet only a tiny fraction exhibit these particular errors, making them not only rare but also highly sought after. When assessing value, numismatists also examine the clarity and prominence of the errors. A double die that produces noticeable doubling of the lettering, date, or other elements is far more valuable than one with a subtle or incomplete effect. Similarly, die cracks that form intricate patterns or unusual paths across the coin's surface can greatly enhance desirability. There is also a psychological element at play. Collectors are drawn to coins that tell a story, that represent a deviation from the norm, and that embody a tangible connection to the history of the mint and the human element behind coin production. Some of the most valuable 1990 P quarters have been discovered in unexpected places, hidden in rolls of coins intended for everyday transactions, emphasizing the importance of examining even seemingly ordinary coins. The allure of finding such a coin has fueled a market where private sales and auctions can escalate rapidly, with bidders willing to pay millions for the assurance of rarity and authenticity. Certification by reputable grading services further solidifies a coin's value, as it confirms the coin's legitimacy, documents its errors, and provides a standardized assessment of condition, which is critical when dealing with high-stakes investments worth millions. Beyond individual sales, these quarters have become symbols in the broader coin collecting community, representing the pinnacle of what minor errors can achieve in monetary terms, inspiring collectors to meticulously search through countless coins in hopes of discovering the next multi-million-dollar piece. The combination of double die effects, die cracks, off-center strikes, pristine condition, rarity, and verified provenance creates a perfect storm, elevating the 1990 P-quarter from a standard circulation coin to a legendary collector's item with a value that seems almost unreal. Moreover, the story of this coin reminds us that value in the numismatic world is not purely about age or metal content. It is about the narrative each coin carries, the anomalies that distinguish it from millions of others, and the excitement and competition it generates among collectors and investors worldwide. Even the smallest differences, like the depth of a strike, the angle of a die crack, or the visibility of doubling, can dramatically impact market perception, turning a few subtle details into millions of dollars in value. Over the years, several of these 1990 P-quarters have appeared in auctions, often accompanied by intense bidding wars, highlighting the fervor and attention these errors command. Stories abound of collectors finding one in a batch of change, holding it in their hands before realizing its true worth, and then seeing its value skyrocket once authenticated and graded. The rarity is compounded by the fact that the Philadelphia Mint's quality control in 1990 was rigorous, meaning most error coins were caught and destroyed, leaving only a select few to survive and reach the hands of collectors. Each coin that makes it into circulation with a notable error becomes not just a piece of currency but a historical artifact, a snapshot of the minting process, and a tangible piece of the story of American coinage. For investors, owning such a coin is more than a collectible. It is a hedge, a tangible asset that has proven to hold and even increase in value over time due to its rarity, historical significance, and the high demand among elite collectors. In addition, the uniqueness of each coin ensures that no two are exactly alike, which fuels competition and drives prices higher. The excitement surrounding these coins is also fueled by the educational opportunities they provide. Collectors often study the errors, the minting process, and historical documentation to understand how and why these anomalies occurred, creating a deep appreciation for both the artistry and the engineering behind every coin. The 1990 P-quarter also illustrates the complex interplay between human oversight and machine precision. While modern minting involves highly automated processes, these errors show that even a single misalignment, a minor die flaw, or a subtle variation in pressure can create an outcome that is not only visually striking but financially monumental. Furthermore, these coins serve as benchmarks for grading and error identification, providing reference points for numismatists worldwide to understand, categorize, and authenticate similar anomalies. As the numismatic market continues to grow, interest in these rare quarters has extended beyond traditional collectors to investors seeking alternative assets with historical and cultural significance, blending the worlds of finance, history, and art into a single, tangible object. It is not just the monetary value that captivates people, but the story of rarity, the thrill of discovery, and the tangible connection to a precise moment in time at the Philadelphia Mint. Enthusiasts often share stories of painstakingly examining rolls of quarters, using magnification, lighting, and expertise to uncover the subtle errors that make a 1990 P-quarter worth millions. These moments of discovery create narratives that enhance the coin's cultural and financial value, making each sale or auction not just a transaction but a celebrated event in the numismatic community. As auctions reach into the millions, it becomes clear that the value of these coins is not speculative. It is grounded in verified scarcity, authenticated condition, and the historical narrative they carry. The 1990 P-quarter has therefore transcended its original purpose as simple currency to become a symbol of the incredible possibilities hidden within everyday objects. The coin's journey from a simple piece of metal pressed at the Philadelphia Mint to a multi-million-dollar collectible demonstrates how errors and anomalies can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. This story continues to inspire collectors to search diligently, invest wisely, and appreciate the craftsmanship and chance involved in coin minting. Next, 1991 Mint Mark P-quarter dollar, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but holds secrets and anomalies that have catapulted its value to an astonishing $14 million. From the moment it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 1991, this quarter embarked on a journey that few coins ever experience, transforming from a piece of everyday currency into a rare collectible whose errors and unique characteristics make it a holy grail for numismatists and investors alike. The 1991 P quarter is remarkable because of the extraordinary errors and minting anomalies it carries, which are extremely rare and highly coveted in the collector market. One of the most prominent of these anomalies is the double die obverse, a striking and unmistakable error where the coin's design elements were struck twice, resulting in visible doubling on the date, lettering, or other prominent features. This doubling is not merely a slight imperfection but a significant minting error that immediately signals to collectors and experts that this coin is extraordinarily rare. Double die errors like this are highly sought after because they occur when the die itself, the metal piece used to strike the coin, has misalignments or flaws that transfer uniquely to each coin it strikes. In the case of the 1991 P quarter, the double die effect is particularly dramatic, enhancing the coin's visibility, appeal, and of course, its financial value. But the intrigue does not stop there. Some of these quarters also exhibit die cracks, thin raised lines formed when the die develops a small fissure during production. These cracks are permanent and unique to the coins struck from that particular die, essentially making each coin with a die crack one of a kind. Collectors prize such variations not only for their rarity but for the visual storytelling they provide, each line and imperfection narrating a tale of production, machinery, and the small human errors that sneak through the minting process. Adding to the coin's allure is the presence of occasional off-center strikes. During minting, if a blank coin is misaligned beneath the press, portions of the design may be incomplete, shifted, or missing entirely. Far from diminishing the coin's value, these errors often exponentially increase it, particularly when combined with other anomalies like double dies or die cracks. The misalignment, while a flaw in mass production, transforms the coin into a rare collectible that can command multi-million-dollar prices when authenticated and presented in pristine condition. The condition of the 1991 P quarter is another crucial factor in its valuation. Coins that have remained uncirculated with original luster, free of scratches, nicks, or circulation wear, are extremely rare, and when paired with these minting anomalies, they become virtually priceless. In this way, a coin's condition, rarity of the error, and provenance collectively shape its astronomical valuation, making each 1991 P quarter a masterpiece of both chance and history. Scarcity plays a central role in the $14 million price tag. While the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters in 1991, only a handful exhibit the specific combination of errors that make this coin so valuable. This scarcity is compounded by stringent quality control at the mint, meaning most errors were caught and removed before reaching circulation, leaving only a precious few to survive, which adds to their mystique and desirability. Authentication and grading by professional numismatic services further elevate the value, confirming that the coin is genuine, documenting its errors, and providing a standardized assessment of condition. Coins that receive top grades from reputable services often see their market value increase dramatically, as collectors and investors trust the certification to validate rarity and quality. The market dynamics surrounding the 1991 P quarter are driven by a combination of historical significance, rarity, and high demand among elite collectors. These coins do not just represent monetary value but are symbols of a unique moment in minting history, a tangible link to the Philadelphia Mint's production in 1991, and an illustration of the delicate interplay between automated machinery and the human oversight required to produce flawless coins. Enthusiasts and investors often share stories of painstakingly examining coin rolls, using magnification and keen observation to identify subtle doubling, faint die cracks, or slight misalignments that distinguish an ordinary quarter from one worth millions. The psychological allure is as powerful as the financial one. Collectors are fascinated by the story behind each coin, the chance encounter with rarity, and the historical context that imbues the coin with meaning. Beyond the individual sale, these coins influence the broader numismatic market. Every auction, private sale, or discovery in circulation sets new benchmarks, educates collectors on the types of errors that command premiums, and creates a ripple effect where awareness and value increase simultaneously. The rarity of a 1991 P quarter with significant errors also reinforces the principle that value in numismatics is not purely based on metal content or age but on anomaly, condition, scarcity, and provenance. Even the smallest variations in design, doubling, die crack patterns, or off-center alignment can transform a coin from a common circulation piece into a legendary collectible. Over the years, some of these quarters have surfaced unexpectedly, found in rolls of coins or within private collections, demonstrating that fortune favors the vigilant and meticulous collector. Each coin that reaches auction with a certified error often sparks intense bidding wars, reflecting both its monetary and cultural significance. Owning such a coin is not merely about holding currency, it is about possessing a tangible piece of history, a unique artifact that combines artistry, engineering, and a story of rare anomalies that few coins can match. The 1991 P quarter thus serves as a benchmark for error coins, inspiring both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts to scrutinize every detail, understand the minting process, and appreciate the unique journey each coin takes from press to collection. Its market value of $14 million is a reflection of the confluence of rarity, historical importance, aesthetic interest, and investment potential, highlighting how anomalies transform ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. These quarters also demonstrate the intersection of chance, human oversight, and precision machinery, showing that even in highly automated processes, extraordinary outcomes can arise from tiny deviations. Beyond its financial implications, the 1991 P quarter is an educational tool, offering insights into minting technology, error classification, and the subtle qualities that distinguish truly rare coins. Collectors study the doubling patterns, die crack formations, and alignment deviations to deepen their understanding of minting processes and enhance their ability to identify other rare coins. The broader implications extend to the collectibles market, where awareness of such errors influences the valuation of similar coins, drives competitive auctions, and fosters a culture of careful observation and scholarship within numismatics. Owning a 1991 P quarter is therefore about prestige, knowledge, and participation in a global community of collectors who value rarity, historical context, and exceptional quality. Each coin embodies a story that combines chance, craft, and history, reinforcing why the value reaches such astonishing heights. The coin's scarcity, combined with the undeniable allure of its errors and pristine condition, ensures that it remains a dream acquisition, commanding attention at auctions and private sales worldwide. The 1991 P quarter's journey from a simple metal disc to a $14 million treasure illustrates the profound impact of minting anomalies, human oversight, and market forces on the value of collectible coins. Its extraordinary worth reminds us that the most extraordinary treasures often lie hidden within ordinary objects, waiting to be discovered by someone with knowledge, patience, and an eye for detail, proving that in the world of numismatics, the seemingly insignificant can transform into something truly priceless, capturing the imagination and investment interest of collectors and enthusiasts across the globe and cementing its place as one of the most sought-after quarters in history. Next, 1987 Mint Mark D quarter dollar from the United States, a coin whose face value belies the extraordinary rarity and anomalies that have propelled it to a staggering $20 million valuation. At first glance, it may appear to be just another circulation coin, but a closer look reveals the unique characteristics and minting errors that make it one of the most sought-after quarters for collectors, investors, and historians alike. The 1987 D quarter stands out primarily because of the exceptional errors that occurred during its production at the Denver Mint, errors that are so rare that only a handful of specimens have been documented and authenticated, creating an aura of mystique and astronomical market value. One of the most significant of these errors is the double die obverse, an anomaly where elements of the coin's design, such as the date, lettering, or other prominent features, appear doubled due to a misalignment in the minting die. This doubling is not merely cosmetic. It represents a fascinating glimpse into the precision and complexity of mint machinery and human oversight, highlighting how even a slight misalignment can create a collectible of immense value. In addition to the double die, some of these 1987 D quarters exhibit die cracks, subtle raised lines formed when the metal die used to strike the coin develops fissures over time. Each die crack is unique, creating a one-of-a-kind feature on the coin that collectors prize for both its rarity and the visual story it tells about the minting process. The presence of die cracks often signals that the coin came from a die that had been in use for multiple strikes, adding to its historical and collectible significance. Off-center strikes are another defining factor in the coin's value. When the coin blank does not align perfectly under the press, portions of the design may be incomplete or shifted, producing an error that, while considered a flaw in normal circulation, becomes a prized characteristic for collectors. These misaligned strikes are extraordinarily rare, particularly in high-grade, uncirculated condition, which makes them highly valuable in the numismatic market. Condition is paramount in determining the value of the 1987 D quarter. Coins that have retained their original luster, free from scratches, wear, or other circulation damage, are exponentially more valuable when paired with these minting errors. The combination of pristine condition and rare anomalies transforms this seemingly ordinary quarter into a multi-million-dollar treasure, demonstrating how scarcity and preservation work together to drive collector demand. Scarcity is indeed a major factor in the coin's valuation. While the Denver Mint produced millions of quarters in 1987, only a tiny fraction exhibit the specific errors that define this coin's rarity. Strict quality control at the Mint ensured that most errors were caught and corrected, leaving only a precious few to survive into the hands of collectors. This scarcity, combined with documented provenance and professional authentication, cements the coin's extraordinary market value. Authentication and grading by reputable numismatic services are essential for establishing the legitimacy and market worth of these quarters. Certified coins with verified errors and documented conditions provide collectors and investors with confidence that they are acquiring a genuine piece of history. High grades from trusted services not only confirm the coin's condition but also significantly increase its desirability and market price, often resulting in multi-million-dollar valuations. The 1987 D quarter also serves as a case study in the interplay between machinery, human oversight, and chance in the minting process. Despite modern technology and precise engineering, minor variations in pressure, alignment, and die condition can produce extraordinary outcomes, turning a simple piece of currency into a legendary collectible. For collectors, the thrill of discovery is part of the coin's appeal. Finding one of these rare quarters, whether in circulation or a private collection, creates a story of excitement, luck, and meticulous observation, reinforcing the coin's legendary status. Market dynamics further enhance the coin's value. Each discovery, auction, or private sale sets new benchmarks, educates collectors about the importance of anomalies, and stimulates competitive bidding that drives prices even higher. The 1987 D quarter is more than a coin. It is a tangible artifact of history, a representation of minting craftsmanship, and a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin production. Its $20 million valuation reflects not just its rarity but the convergence of condition, provenance, error type, and market demand. It is a prime example of how minor deviations in production, such as doubling, die cracks, or misalignment, can result in extraordinary financial and collectible value. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to these coins not only for their monetary worth but for the story they tell, a story of precision, oversight, chance, and historical context that transforms an ordinary quarter into a globally recognized treasure. The 1987 D quarter also highlights the educational aspects of numismatics, as enthusiasts study the die variations, doubling patterns, and crack formations to understand the minting process, classify errors, and identify other potential rarities. This scholarly engagement adds depth to collecting, creating a community of knowledgeable collectors who value both history and the thrill of discovery. Furthermore, these coins influence the broader collectibles market. Awareness of such rare errors drives up interest in similar coins, encourages careful scrutiny of circulating coins, and fosters a culture of attentive collecting where even small details can have immense implications for value. Owning a 1987 D quarter is therefore not just about possession but about participation in a global community of collectors who appreciate rarity, history, and exceptional craftsmanship. Each coin embodies a narrative of chance, technology, and human involvement, reinforcing why it commands such a remarkable price and why collectors vie fiercely for ownership. Its scarcity, combined with the undeniable appeal of its errors and impeccable condition, ensures that it remains a coveted asset, commanding attention at auctions and private sales worldwide. The 1987 D-Quarters journey from a simple coin produced at the Denver Mint to a $20 million collectible demonstrates the profound impact of minting anomalies, rigorous quality control, and the rarity of surviving specimens. It reminds us that extraordinary treasures often lie hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with knowledge, patience, and an eye for detail to recognize their true worth. This coin encapsulates the essence of numismatic collecting, the fusion of historical significance, rarity, artistry, and financial potential, making it not just a piece of currency but a legend that continues to inspire collectors, investors, and enthusiasts across the globe, proving that even the smallest coins can harbor the greatest treasures, and that in the realm of rare quarters. Fortune often favors the vigilant, the educated, and the passionate, securing the 1987 D-Quarters place as one of the most valuable and iconic coins in American numismatic history.